God says, this message is for you. You were not supposed to see this, but heaven overruled the enemy's plan so you could read it at the right moment. And that moment is now. Don't try to skip this. What I'm about to reveal to you will explain why you've felt a heaviness in your soul, why things have been strange lately, and why you've been sensing that something is not right. They tried to destroy you. They gathered in darkness. They whispered your name in envy. They manipulated the light to hide their hands after what they did. But I, the Lord your God, was watching, and something terrible happened that they could never recover from. Listen closely. You have no idea how many times they spoke against you when you weren't in the room. You have no idea how many traps were laid silently for you. You thought the delays in your life were because you weren't praying hard enough. You blamed yourself for the confusion and chaos. But I need you to know, the truth is, you were under an orchestrated spiritual attack. It was personal. It was intentional. It was jealous. And it came from people you least suspected. They laughed while you cried. They smiled at your pain. They plotted while acting concerned. They pretended to support you while secretly feeding lies to others behind your back. Someone in your circle used you to gain favor. Someone who had access to you became the doorway through which pain entered. But you held on. You kept your hands clean. And heaven took notice. I know you've asked, why me? I've seen you whisper, God, how much more can I take? But I am the Lord, and I never abandoned the righteous. I never close my eyes to injustice. What they tried to do to you, to steal your name, your future, your blessing, backfired in a way they never anticipated. Something terrible happened. And it wasn't your doing. It was mine. You see, when the enemy moves, I counter. When darkness schemes, I expose. When harm is plotted against my chosen ones, I release divine consequences. The one who tried to strip you of your favor is now walking in confusion. The one who tried to delay your destiny is now facing the delay of their own dreams. What they sent out, they are now receiving, multiplied. They cannot speak of it. They cannot confess it. But they know, what happened was not natural. It was divine judgment. This is not to make you gloat, child. This is to remind you that you were never forgotten. That every night you wept, I wept with you. That every insult thrown at you was heard in heaven. That every lie spoken over you was marked, and every seat of betrayal was recorded. You must understand, what they tried to do would have worked, if I wasn't with you. But because I stood over your name, your mind, and your purpose, they could not succeed. I allowed some of it to happen, not because I wanted you to suffer, but because I needed to expose who was around you. I needed you to see the truth, even when it was painful. I needed you to know who was smiling at your face while working against your future. I needed to shake the falls from your life, so I could usher in the real. They pretended to love you, but they couldn't fake it for long. Some left suddenly. Some turned cold. Some began to avoid you. That wasn't your fault, that was me, removing them before the next chapter begins. I wouldn't let them cross into your blessing with the intent to bury you from within. I removed what was sent to reduce you, and I am now releasing what is meant to restore you. Something terrible happened to them after what they did to you, but you must not focus on that. What you must focus on is what's about to happen to you. There is a heavenly reward for enduring betrayal and not becoming bitter. There is a divine inheritance stored up for those who kept their heart clean, even when surrounded by poison. And you, my beloved child, have qualified for restoration. This season is not the same as the last one. You are about to witness divine reversals, angelic intervention, and favors so loud that even your enemies will have no words. But hear me clearly. I'm not blessing you just to bless you. I am blessing you as evidence. Evidence that I was always with you. Evidence that those who rise against my anointed shall not prosper. Evidence that I defend those who don't know how to fight back. You've walked through enough fire. Now I'll show you the rain of blessings. You've endured enough silence. Now I'll speak loud and clear through your life. They tried to destroy you. They tried to erase your name. They tried to poison your reputation. But I didn't let them. I covered you when you had no idea you were being targeted. I spoke your name in rooms you've never entered. And now I am about to take what they meant for evil and turn it into the greatest testimony of your life. The truth they hid from you will come out. The messages they deleted, the words they twisted, the secrets they kept, I will allow light to expose what darkness tried to bury. It won't be for your revenge, but for your clarity. For your healing. For your peace. Because, child, you cannot carry what I'm giving you next while still bleeding from the knives of betrayal. I am raising you. I am honoring you. And no man, no woman, no demon can stop what I've begun in you. You've passed the test. You've suffered in silence long enough. Now I'll reward you in public. The tables have turned. The throne they laughed about is now yours. The door they shut in your face is now being opened by angels. And the ones who mocked your prayers, they will soon say, surely the Lord is with them. Don't think this message found you by accident. You were led to it by divine appointment. There is no coincidence in the kingdom. You are being prepared for something larger than life. And yes, that's why you were attacked. That's why people couldn't stand your presence without even knowing why your spirit disturbed their demons. Your light irritated their darkness. You carry purpose, and the enemy saw it before you did. But now, so will you. This is your confirmation. That delay you felt. It's breaking now. That pressure you carried. It's lifting. That confusion in your heart. I am replacing it with clarity. You were not crazy. You were not imagining it. They really were plotting. They really did try to end you. But I, the Lord your God, stepped in and stopped it. Something terrible happened, and it marked the beginning of your deliverance. You won't need to fight them. Your victory will speak louder than any argument. You won't need to expose them. I will. You won't need to run after people who abandoned you. I will send those who will honor you with no conditions. You won't need to explain yourself anymore. Your fruit will speak. Your glow will tell your story. Your blessings will be undeniable. Prepare. The rest of this year is not going to look like the first part. I'm making up for everything the enemy stole. You'll smile differently, sleep peacefully, and love more deeply. Why? Because I am bringing divine justice. Because I am giving you the final word. Because I am returning double for every loss, joy for mourning, beauty for ashes, laughter for tears. They tried to destroy you. They failed. Now I will use you as my example that no weapon formed against my children will prosper. And no curse spoken in secret will outlast my covenant. Stand tall. You're not who you used to be. What tried to break you made you wiser. What tried to bury you became the soil that grew you. And what once hurt you will now heal others through you. Don't skip this moment. Don't scroll past your prophecy. This is not a message. This is a heavenly declaration. Something terrible happened on their side, but something glorious is about to happen on yours. Keep walking. You're about to step into a season that even your prayers didn't see coming. The pain had a purpose. The betrayal had a boundary. And the enemy? He had a deadline. But you have a destiny. One that starts now. One that no one can block. One that I myself will fulfill, for my name's sake. Now, go. Your season of restoration has begun. This message is not for everyone. It's not meant for scrolling past or for the curious. It's not even meant for those who stumble upon it and read it casually. This is only for you. Yes, you. The one who has been through the fire, the betrayal, the sleepless nights, the pain that no one else saw. God says, I have seen it all. I have not been silent. And now what they did, what they plotted, what they tried to destroy, something terrible has happened on their end. Something that will change your life forever. Don't skip this. You were chosen to see it. God says, I was with you the night they made that secret call. I heard the whispers in the dark corners when they conspired against you. You didn't even know the half of what they planned. You thought it was just coincidence, bad luck, misfortune. No, my child, it was warfare. It was spiritual and physical. You were the target, not by accident but by demonic assignment. They were sent, yes, sent, to stop your destiny. But they failed. They failed because I intervened. They failed because I loved you too much to let you fall. And now I must tell you what happened to them. They tried to destroy you, but something terrible happened to them. Not because you cursed them. Not because you fought back. But because I rose from my throne on your behalf. I warned them. I gave them dreams. I placed barriers. But they continued. They mocked your pain. They enjoyed your suffering. And they thought you were finished. they celebrated too soon. God says, I watched how they laughed. I watched how they closed doors behind your back. I saw the screenshots they shared of your life, mocking what you were going through. But something terrible happened. What they meant for evil turned violently against them. That very trap they laid for you, it turned. That very plan they designed, it collapsed on their own heads. And now, you must be careful not to become bitter. Because the revenge is mine, not yours. What's unfolding now in their life is a divine warning to every enemy of the chosen. You are chosen. Not because you are perfect, but because I called you and my calling cannot be undone. They underestimated who you are. They didn't know that my anointing was upon your life. They didn't know the angels that walk with you day and night. They didn't know that while they were playing games, I was preparing a courtroom in heaven. They thought they had all the power. They had connections. They had influence. They had the loudest voice in the room. But they forgot one thing: you have me. You have the one who rules all creation. You have the Alpha and the Omega. You have the commander of angelic armies. Listen now, God says, you have survived what others died in. You are standing in what others were buried under. You are breathing in storms that should have suffocated you. You are living proof of my divine interruption. They planned your collapse. They wanted your mental breakdown. They were even watching to see when you'd give up. But while they were watching your downfall, I was preparing your eyes. What's coming next will not be a restoration. It will be a transformation. What you lost, yes, I will return it. But what I will give will be something they never saw coming. Because you didn't just survive. You passed a test. And now comes the reward. But let me tell you what happened to them. Some of them have lost everything. Others are under judgment so intense they can't sleep. One of them has been exposed, completely. I pulled back the curtain and made sure that what they hid in darkness came into the light. Their own people are walking away from them now. Confusion has entered their house. Their plans are backfiring one after the other. Do you think this is random? No, my child. This is divine justice. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not weak. You are not a failure. You are simply going through what is necessary to reach where I destined you to go. But they, those who used you, those who betrayed you, those who smiled in your face and cursed you behind your back, have reached their limit. I gave them a season to repent. They used the time to deepen the attack. And now it's over. Let me be clear. You are entering the most blessed chapter of your life. But this message is not about blessings alone. This is a warning to remain humble. Because what I am about to give you, if you're not grounded, will attract more of the same kind of people. Fake people. Jealous people. Religious people with no love. Even some who will pretend to come in my name but are sent to spy on you. That's why I'm telling you now. Don't skip this. Don't ignore this. Some of them are still watching you silently. They have burner accounts, fake profiles, secret messages being passed around about you. But none of it will work. Not now. Not after what I've done. The terrible thing that happened to them has sealed the matter. I am your defense. I am your shield. I am your lawyer. I am your vindicator. I am your secret keeper. And I will not allow what nearly destroyed you once to come near you again. Remember the person you trusted the most. Yes, that one. They played a deeper role in your delay than you know. They didn't just walk away. They walked away with information. They were supposed to cover you, but instead they exposed you. You loved them. You believed in them. You carried them in prayer. You defended them when others accused them. But secretly they wanted your crown. Secretly they hated your light. But I shut it down. I stripped them of access. Now they want to come back. Yes, you heard me. One of them is planning a return. A fake apology is being crafted even now. But it's not for repentance. It's for re-entry. They want to reconnect so they can monitor what I'm about to do in your life. Be wise. Be guarded. Be prayerful. Because I will bless you, but I will also require wisdom. This blessing is not to be flaunted. This blessing is to be protected. Your next season is going to make sense of the past pain. Your next relationship will feel like home, not war. Your next financial breakthrough will break generational lack. Your next opportunity will silence every liar. And every tear you cried will be accounted for. I counted them. I stored them. They were not wasted. You thought no one saw, but heaven recorded every moment of suffering. And now comes the divine compensation. The terrible thing that happened to them is not your victory. It is my vengeance. Your victory is still coming. Don't get distracted by the downfall of your enemies. Celebrate, yes, but not because they are down. Celebrate because you are still standing. Celebrate because I'm still writing your story. Celebrate because what nearly killed you made you stronger. I'm not finished with you. In fact, I've just begun. But I needed to clean the environment. I had to remove some people before I blessed you. Because if I had elevated you earlier, you would have brought them with you. You would have taken snakes to the palace. You would have placed betrayal next to the throne. And it would have destroyed you later. So I allowed the pain. I allowed the heartbreak. I allowed the exposure. Not because I hate you, but because I'm serious about your future. And you still don't know how powerful you are. You still underestimate your value. You still question whether I truly love you. You still wonder if your life matters. Let me tell you the truth. You matter more than you realize. If you could see the battles I've fought for you, you would cry in awe. If you could hear the angels I dispatched for your protection, you would worship with no music. If you knew what was coming next, you wouldn't be anxious anymore. So here's what I need from you now. Heal. Stop rehearsing the betrayal. Stop obsessing over why they did it. Stop looking for closure. I gave you the answer. They tried to destroy you. And something terrible happened to them because of it. That's the closure. Now move forward. With strength. With joy. With me at your side. I am going to rebuild everything they tried to break. Better. Stronger. Wiser. Higher. Someone very powerful is about to enter your life. And no, it's not romantic. It's divine. This person has the key to a door that's been locked for years. I'm sending them because you've been faithful. I'm sending them because the season is shifting. But be discerning, many voices will come at once. Only one is sent by me. You'll know them not by their words but by their fruit. Watch. Pray. Listen. You are not cursed. You are not abandoned. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not invisible. You are exactly where I want you. And what they tried to do will only make your testimony louder. Remember this. The person who did the most damage was not a stranger. But I still used it for your good. You will be honored in the same place where they tried to humiliate you. You will rise in front of those who wrote you off. You will shine brighter than ever, not to gloat but to glorify. I did this. Me. God. Your Father. Your Defender. Your Avenger. Your Lover. Your Truth. And your future. It's time. Stand up. Dry your tears. Walk away from their games. Walk into your promise. Because I'm not done. I'm just beginning. And this time, nothing will stop it. God says, this message is for you. You were not supposed to see this, but heaven overruled the enemy's plan so you could read it at the right moment. And that moment is now. Don't try to skip this. What I'm about to reveal to you will explain why you've felt a heaviness in your soul, why things have been strange lately, and why you've been sensing that something is not right. They tried to destroy you. They gathered in darkness. They whispered your name in envy. They manipulated the light to hide their hands after what they did. But I, the Lord your God, was watching, and something terrible happened that they could never recover from. Listen closely. You have no idea how many times they spoke against you when you weren't in the room. You have no idea how many traps were laid silently for you. You thought the delays in your life were because you weren't praying hard enough. You blamed yourself for the confusion and chaos. But I need you to know, the truth is, you were under an orchestrated spiritual attack. It was personal. It was intentional. It was jealous. And it came from people you least suspected. They laughed while you cried. They smiled at your pain. They plotted while acting concerned. They pretended to support you while secretly feeding lies to others behind your back. Someone in your circle used you to gain favor. Someone who had access to you became the doorway through which pain entered. But you held on. You kept your hands clean. And heaven took notice.